Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
The Avengers radio series, a cultural phenomenon in South Africa back in the 1970s. South Africa was a country with no national television service. It wasn't until 1976 that the country would get its first taste of television broadcasts. But before that, radio was the primary medium of entertainment and information for the masses. This was the context when The Avengers, a British spy-fi series, made its debut on South African radio and became a cultural phenomenon. The Avengers was a British television series that originally aired from 1961 to 1969. The show revolved around the adventures of John Steed, a suave and sophisticated secret agent, and his various female associates. The series was a unique blend of traditional spy thriller elements with science fiction and fantasy, which set it apart from other shows of its time. While the series was hugely popular in the UK and had also made a significant impact in the American markets, being one of the rare British series given a network transmission slot, it was virtually unknown in South Africa. This was primarily due to the lack of a national television service in the country until 1976. However, as a film series, The Avengers was able to gain some exposure in South Africa through film rentals. But it was the launch of the radio series that truly brought The Avengers to the masses in South Africa. Come and listen at www.myclassicradio.net.
Well, have a nice weekend, everybody. Hope you did, and that you're ready for another week of unusual features and exciting events here at the Bob and Ray Show.
First thing we want to announce today, and this will give everyone a full week, that is a work week, to get ready for the big Bob and Ray Company picnic, which will be held this year at Pine Grove State Park this Friday, coming Friday.
Boy, July 31st is the date, ladies and gentlemen.
Think of it.
It's, of course, only for Bob and Ray employees, but it's an event that the public takes to its heart every year.
Well, all the employees, except those who are too far away, for instance, Dave and his announcer, Arthur Schrank, will not be with us at the picnic this year, we don't think.
No, they won't be able to make it.
And some of our units who are overseas, the Great Bird will not be there.
We're busy lining up talent to take part in the entertainment portion of the day's festivities out there at Pine Grove State Park. We've lined up already the Cabot Brothers.
You've all
Great act.
remember the famous Cabot Brothers. The Wellington Family Singers will be there to entertain the Bob and Ray Company employees. Of course, they're famous for folk songs. And then Bob and I are going to present 2 or 3 political tableaus. Bob will portray the grafting mayor, and I will be the crooked bookkeeper. These are all beautiful tableaus that will be done in the Pine Grove.
They'll be done under the trees there, in the forest, by the lake, and, of course, a feature of the day will be the big clam bake, and we'll be going up to Pine Grove later this week, I think tomorrow, to actually show you what is going on in the way of preparation. It's a big week. And I think you had a letter from Flaming Bombadine.
I had a letter from Flaming Bombadine. You recall, recently he shot himself out of a trash can and landed against the closed door. And he's over at nearby spot of recuperation.
Hospital.
Yeah. And he writes to say he's coming along fine, and that in the room next to him is Wilbur Feely, the Bob and Ray bomb deactivator.
Yes, Wilbur was here deactivating a bomb a few days
But
back.
he said they're both having a wonderful time, and will be back at their trade soon. So that will come as good news, I know, to most of you folks.
And be sure and listen on Friday for sure, because that's the day we'll be out at the park, and we'll be...
And a warning to Bob that if you are not, we repeat, if you are not a Bob and Ray Company employee, please do not clutter the highways near the Pine Grove State Park.
Now I'm going to step in here at my Columbia phonograph dealers, and let me just go through the door. Hello there, sir. I'm representing Bob and Ray this evening. I thought maybe you could show us your line of Columbia phonographs, maybe the portable models that you have.
Yes, certainly. Well, if you'll step along right over here.
I understand stereo one by
my wife, and these are the kids.
Yes, well, I wanted to see
this calendar that you'll see up over my desk. Is a beautiful scene of the Grand Teton Mountains in Wyoming.
That is. I've seen
beautiful.
The same scene before.
Yes. Now, what is it you wanted to talk about?
Well, I thought...
Easy terms?
Well, not yet. No, I wanted to maybe pick out one of the phonographs. I hear your headquarters for all of them. The prices, I'm told, start as low as $24.95.
That's right. And the consoles, and look, crafted like beautiful, fine furniture. See that?
Yes.
Huge console. They start at the amazing low price of $129.95.
And that's for three-dimension stereophonic high-fidelity sound.
Well, you can play all kinds of records, stereo or otherwise. As a matter of fact, monaural records sound even better on this beautiful Columbia phonograph.
Well, that's something to keep in mind. And you said something about terms. I could get terms.
Yes, you can. I was only joking with you. There's a phonograph here for every room, every budget, every listening need.
Well, then I would say that my advice to all of our friends is to drop down to their Columbia dealer and see his full line of Columbia phonographs, portables and consoles. We were, I'm going to go to the store first. We were sitting around the Bob and Ray office the other day, kind of lamenting the fact that there's very little conversation on radio.
And we were not only lamenting it, but CBS Radio was too. And they came to us and they said, Bob and Ray, holy cow, what's happened to conversation on radio? Could you bring it back in one of your programs?
Gee whiz, they said, to continue, if anybody could do something about talking on the radio or conversation, we think you and your staff could come up with it.
My goodness,
easy for you.
My goodness, the fellow continued. He said that all the radio stations seem to be playing the top 40 records all day long, and there's just no good conversation available to radio listeners. So here we are to present.
Wait just a minute. Shucks, he expostulated.
Right.
We're going to leave it up to you to present a conversation program.
All right, well, then let's present Bob and Ray's conversation program.
We have asked Webley Webster to moderate the discussion, which will include Mary Magoon, whom you're familiar with, I think, Tex Blaisdell, and Ray and myself will try to enter into the discussion wherever we feel it's applicable.
They have now chemicals, I think, that you can put down right on your lawn to kill any broadleaf weed, such as crabgrass or plantain or creeping willy or whatever.
Well, do you have any?
I remember one time when I got this haircut, what happened to me was this. I went into this bar.
Just a minute, Webb. I think we were off on one line of talk there with Mary in relation to chemicals for improving the lawn, for ridding it of crabgrass. Maybe we should stick to that one subject rather than get off onto your haircut.
Do you want me to talk about it? His haircut?
Well, if you want to swing the conversation
well, before I do that, I want to just go on record and
say... Can you tie his haircut in with crabgrass?
Maybe, a little bit. Let me try it. I would like, first of all, to go on record saying that I do think that the baseball they use in the major leagues now it's a rabbit ball. It does go further when you hit it. I really think so. And they did back in the old days.
That was very
So this is the wandering musician that CBS Radio has. He wanders through the offices and into the studios to keep morale up, keep people happy during the hot summer months.
Are they trying this out for the summer, or is it going to be a regular thing, do you think?
I don't know. I understand he wanted in on a newscast the other day, so I don't think it would be too regular. Nice. So long, buddy.
Getting back to conversational topics here, if we may digress a minute.
Yes.
I think the age of the old-time cowboy has disappeared. In other words, you see them handling these roundups from motorized vehicles. And you see wagons.
You see, what I say... well, look, when you have a 3-lane highway, everybody coming in either direction thinks that little lane belongs to them for passing. I just wanted to say that.
Anything to add to that, Mary?
Well, only this.
I got hot coffee, tea. And I see I have the pineapple Danish, prune Danish.
You have a bow tie?
Bow tie. I've got French donut.
I'll have a French donut.
Bacon butter biscuit, cheese sandwich, and beer.
Why don't you folks who are conversing go over in the corner and finish your conversing? Don't you think, Ray?
Yeah, Bob. It's too bad. Bob, we had a note sent over from the program department here at CBS.
Yes.
They want us to play the number 40. 40 this week.
I think that's a
Up
great
3
idea.
buttons from 37.
Swell. So let's all give a listen. Great record. One we'll be hearing a lot from. Wally Blue just called up. He's downstairs.
He is?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would mean that we'll have a Wally Blue report from the street. Engineer, is he all set? Good. All right, come in, please. Wally Blue.
This is Baloo. I'm standing here, one of the main thoroughfares of Manhattan, about to chat with some of the many visitors who are streaming into our fair city to enjoy the sights and the activity of New York in the summertime. New York, as you may have heard, a summer festival. We're standing here amidst a crowd of interesting visitors, and I think I'd like to chat maybe with this gentleman right here to my left.
How do you do? Pleasure to be here. Nice to talk to you people.
Where would your home be, sir?
My home would be in Pendleton, Oregon. My name is
Portland, Oregon?
Pendleton.
Pendleton.
My name is Hank Bauer.
Very nice to talk with you, Hank, if I may call you that.
Please, everyone does.
How long have you been here in New York? This is your vacation, I presume.
Oh, I came here in 1916.
Oh, well, then you're rather familiar with the ways of a big city like
Well, I've
this.
been here, let's see, 26 would be 10, 36, 20, 46, 30, 56, 40. I've been here 43 years.
Uh-huh. Well, now, of course, it always occurs to a man on the street interviewer that the important thing to talk about in an interview is something exciting. Is there anything with you that we could discuss?
Well, I don't know, maybe so. I had a very interesting discussion just this morning with a friend of mine who has a very interesting hobby, Mr. Bellew. He's an ex-camper. And he was explaining to me that
That's wonderful. Go ahead.
a trained person can take an egg and hold it up to a light, and he can tell, whether that egg was as good or has a double yolk or...
How long does it take him to do that?
Well, egg handlers, it's a highly trained profession, I guess you'd call it.
Do you need any particular education for it?
No, I think training, more or less. And what you do is you hold the egg up to the candle. And
Wonderful.
I think you can do a dozen eggs in maybe 10 minutes, which is slower. It's almost like 1 1/4 egg, or 1 1/3 egg or so.
Per second?
Per second, which is, per second. I think that's, I'm not...
Out of an average, we'll say, 10 dozen eggs, how many would you think they'd have to throw out?
What company do you have?
The average candle.
I'll keep company, too. You take your minute.
How many would you...
Got it. Looks to me like Wally Ballou has missed himself a scoop down
Something
there.
was going on down there, wasn't
I
it?
couldn't quite make out, but that was very interesting indeed. I wish we had more time to go on with it, but we don't, unfortunately.
Again, maybe he has spotted the news story that's there. Should we go back?
All right, let's try
Are we
it.
equipped to do that, engineer?
Let's see, engineer's lining up now, yeah.
And you mean that there wouldn't be more than 5 or 6 out of...
That's what it would average out to be, 5 eggs out of 100. Cut it, engineer. Yeah. Okay. Now then, what do do we have time for?
We don't have time for very, very much here, Ray, except to thank everybody again for their kind thoughts that they express in the letters to us. We're going to try and get around to answering some of these letters on the air in the very near future.
The great Bob and Ray Bird isn't feeling too well. He is not here in the studio today. We've had a bird doctor look at him, and the bird doctor seems to think he'll be all right in a couple of weeks.
The bird doctor doesn't know just what kind of a bird it is, either.
The bird doctor really didn't want to go near him, to be honest with you, friends. So he's more or less diagnosing it from across the room with a pair of binoculars.
I think now we'd better go back to the Bob and Ray office and extrapolate the items on today's show and get the report ready for tomorrow.
Just went off. Well, I guess that's all for now. We'll have to be running along. Boy, it's beautiful, isn't it? Just beautiful.
See, the audience is just waiting to applaud. So
the audience pales every time they hear that explosion go off next door. Until tomorrow, this is Ray Goulding reminding you all to write if you get work.
Bob Elliott reminding you to hang by your thumbs.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
Looking for excitement? Chumba Casino is here. Play anytime, play anywhere. Play on the train, play at the store, play at home, play when you're bored. Play today for your chance to win and get daily bonuses when you log in. So what are you waiting for? Don't delay. Chumba Casino is free to play.
Experience social gameplay like never before. Go to Chumba Casino right now to play hundreds of games, including online slots, bingo, Slingo, and more. Live the Chumba life at ChumbaCasino.com.
VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
21st Precinct, aka 21st Precinct and 21st Precinct, was a police drama broadcast on CBS Radio from July 7, 1953 to July 26, 1956. It was initially a summer replacement for My Friend Irma. The program was produced in cooperation with the Patrolmen's Benevolent Association of the City of New York and presented adaptations from true criminal records in New York. From the policeman's point of view. Historically, the 21st Precinct had been located near Gramercy Park in Manhattan, but in 1929 the department reorganized the precinct numbering, and the 21st designation was dropped from use. No such precinct existed during the show's run, nor does a 21st exist today. However, the fictional precinct's territory corresponds closely to that of the Upper East Side's 23rd Precinct as it has existed since 1929. Stanley Niss was the producer, writer, director. The role of Precinct Captain Frank Kennelly was played by Everett Sloane for the first 109 episodes and briefly in episode 135. During episode 109, Captain Frank Kennelly was promoted to Deputy Inspector and reassigned out of the 21st Precinct. He was replaced by Captain Cronin James Gregory, 1955-56, and Les Damon, 1956. Other cast regulars were Ken Lynch as Lieutenant Matt King, Harold Stone as Sergeant Waters, Jack Arissa as Sergeant Collins, and Santos Ortega as Lieutenant Gorman. The program's announcer began the program's opening each week. 21st Precinct. It's just lines on a map of the city of New York. Most of the 173,000 people wedged into the 9/10 of a square mile between Fifth Avenue and the East River wouldn't know, if you asked them, that they lived or worked in the 21st. Whether they know it or not, the security of their persons, their homes, and their property is the job of the men of the 21st. At that point the lead actor would complete the introduction. The 21st Precinct. 160 patrolmen, 11 sergeants and 4 lieutenants of whom I'm the boss. My name is Kennelly. Frank Kennelly. I'm captain in command of the 21st. Art Hanna, Bob Hill, and Hugh Holder were the program's announcers. The series was produced by John Ives. It was usually directed and written by Stanley Niss. Another source lists Niss as producer. Come and listen at www.myclassicradio.net.